I love jeepneys. Priorities. Let's talk priorities. And I don't mean priorities like I have to eat, have to shower, you know, those kind of things. The basic necessities, I'm assuming everyone already understands. When I woke up this morning, I had several goals. The first was to walk from where I live, which is basically SM City, to Changhua Hospital. In order to meet those goals, I had to set a few priorities. And those priorities went like this. 1, make breakfast. What is breakfast? Breakfast is usually some type of smoothie for me. Why? Because another goal is to get healthy while I'm here. Another goal is to lose weight. So my smoothie consisted of an apple, a handful of spinach, a banana, pineapple, chopped pineapple, flaxseed, chia seed, non-fat milk, and probably a few more things that I'm forgetting to mention, but oh well. And I made that. Why did I make that before I came? Because I needed the energy to get here. It's kind of a long walk. It's also a very good exercise, and I enjoy doing it. I'm currently walking back, and I have a goal on the way back we'll talk about in a second. My next priority was making sure that I had enough water for the trip without having to buy any. So I carry my little cafe from water bottle from the cafe downstairs, which is refilled through a 35 peso 5-gallon water jug I have in my apartment, and I'm sure most of you do too. So I refilled that, and I figured that would last me the trip, and it has thus far. Another priority was my safety, my personal safety. Always my personal safety here in the Philippines. So I carry what I need to carry and take the precautions I need to take in order to ensure that I'm going to be safe. Before we go any further, let's make sure we know what a priority actually is. The simplest definition I found for a priority is this. It's basically something that you treat more importantly than everything else, or than something else. So, example. When I got up this morning and knew I needed to walk to Changhua, I could have said, no, I'm just going to get up and go out and buy some breakfast on my way. Normally there would have been nothing wrong with that. There are two problems. One, in order to exercise, you need to keep going and not stop. Number two, I'm trying to conserve cash flow majorly, which is another goal. And this was a priority of mine. Do not take a cab, walk. Only take a cab when you need to take a cab. When you have stuff that you can't carry, or the distance is so great that it's going to take up too much time and it doesn't make any logical, rational sense. Otherwise, I'll walk. I need to. So I made it a priority to make breakfast, and I ate breakfast. Another goal I have every day is to make sure that I do something with pictures, not just videos. So I hold edits over from the night before when I dump my memory cards. And then I edit those pictures first thing in the morning so that I can send them to my Instagram throughout the day. Kind of a marketing strategy thing. Don't know how well it's working yet because the channel's so new. Goals versus priorities. A goal is the big picture. A priority is one of the little things you must do in order to paint that picture. A goal without a plan is a wish. Nothing more. I'm currently on my way to Iola to practice my second goal, which is conserve cash flow. Now, I have enough groceries at home, I could probably cook myself some lunch and perhaps dinner as well. But I'm not the type of guy that likes to stay in the house all day. So, for that reason, I am going to have lunch at a place called Fudge on the top deck of Iola. Why am I eating there if I don't want to spend any money? Because you get an enormous Caesar salad, tastes great, got chicken in it, and it's only 100 pesos with an iced tea. Smarter, not harder. Now, my goals in America were much, much different. When I woke up in the morning, the only goal I had was to sleep as long as possible, because I thought staying up late at night was the cool thing to do and I could get more accomplished. I was a lazy, lazy, lazy dude in America. Even though I did a lot of things right, I was still lazy. Some of my other goals were, of course, photography. I was taking pictures for various people, different groups of people, and had a lot of fun doing it. But I would make those my priority. Instead of eating or drinking water or doing the things that I needed to do, I would do those things instead because they seem more fun. So hey guys. Hey guys. There really is no comparison to the goals that I have set for myself in this country, in the Philippines, versus the ones that I set for myself in America, because my ultimate goal in America, I had two goals. One was finish college. I did that. And the second one was get to the Philippines. And I did that. So those are really the only two goals I had to make. But in managing those goals, there were a lot of priorities. For example, if you want to graduate, you have to do your homework. If you want to do your homework, you have to make time to do your homework. If you're a photographer and you have 4 gigs lined up that you need to shoot, you're going to have to figure out a way to get that homework done. What's the solution to something like that? Well, many times, if we went on a road trip to Hendersonville or Asheville or God only knows where, I take my homework with me and do it on my laptop or on my cell phone. So those are just those are some examples of goals and priorities here versus there. Check this out. I told you you had to plan accordingly. Iola is, I'm looking at the front entrance right now. This is how much water I have left.
That's what you get.
When I try to set myself up for thinking about goals and priorities and how they work together, I always try to imagine a firefighter running into a 10-story building to save people at the top. And the reason I use this as an analogy is because there are 2 ways that firefighter can get there, assuming everything is equal. One, he can use the elevator. Now, provided there's no fire in the elevator, that elevator will get there quicker. He will get to those people quicker in that elevator. But the elevator could collapse at any time. It could be subject, or it could fall victim, I'm sorry. It could fall victim to fire. It could fall victim to malfunction from any other part of the building that's collapsing or has damage. He has option 2. Option 2 is to take the stairs. If you know anything about buildings or modern day architecture, you know that a staircase is typically the strongest, safest place to be in a building during hurricane, flood, fire, whatever. So, he has a decision to make. Does he take a chance on taking the elevator and getting to the people quicker, or does he virtually assure himself that he can get to the people at the top and rescue them, though it may take longer, using the stairs? What I'm saying is, he's got to set a priority. Is the priority getting to the victims fast, or is it getting to the victims? And once he sets that priority, he'll make his decision. And we do the same thing every day. We just don't go chasing fire in buildings, or at least I don't. And I hope that analogy helped. Probably didn't. Somebody will have something smart to say, but that's okay. I like to use it. It gives me perspective. So, there's nothing more aggravating than going to a pharmacy in Cebu City. I don't think. There's this one girl I know that I haven't been married to yet that would probably be more aggravating, but right now we're going to say Cebu City Pharmacy. Another priority is to try to get out and be around people. If Mr. Johnny Warrior and Mr. Gibb are watching this, they're probably saying, yeah right dude, you don't talk to people. But I do talk to people. Just have a hard time with a certain type of people. But anyway, I try to get out and mingle as much as I can, and try to get out and get in the middle of all this chaos as much as possible, because the more I'm in it, the more I get used to it. Look at the play with the kids. There's an old saying that says, I don't know if it's an old saying, it's just something somebody said to me once. He said, once you get comfortable being uncomfortable, you will no longer be uncomfortable. And I was like, damn, that makes sense. And if you don't know what that means, that just means if you take yourself and put yourself in uncomfortable situations, or an uncomfortable situation, day after day after day, week after week after week, and you continuously do it, eventually you will become comfortable in that situation, and then you will no longer be uncomfortable. If you guys haven't seen the channel update, please take a look at it. It's going to tell you what's going to happen with the channel upcoming in the short term and hopefully in the long term. And it's also going to give you my posting schedule of when videos will be posted. But I'm not. What's this? That's a camera.
Hi, my name is Bernard. I'm the taxi driver. I'm Bernard. Hi.
Okay, hi. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
And some weird shit like that happens. Hi, there. And they're behind us. That's it for today, guys.